All right, let's everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right, well, call the meeting to order. I want to welcome everybody. Tonight is our first YouTube meeting on TV, so nothing should really change other than comments from the audience. We'll keep that to the open floor section. I know in the past we've just kind of had open discussions in here, but we'll keep it to the open floor section when we get to discussion. So we'll jump to Commonwealth. Rob Bellucci.
Thank you. A couple things. I had asked Robin Matthews to send me an update on your paving project. You guys may already be aware, but just as a matter of update, you had your pre-con on June 2nd. All the documentation's been accepted by NDOT, and the town has provided a purchase order. Money will be deposited within a few weeks. I don't know if that's already happened or not. I assume it probably has.
I don't know about the money. I know I got the contract, but I haven't. I don't know if we've got the money yet or not.
The update that they provided me as far as schedule goes is looks like they're still looking late July, possibly early August.
Yeah, I talked to Ron Gregory, I think's his name. I talked to him yesterday, and that's what he told me. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll stay in touch with Dave O'Mara as well for inspection purposes. The only other comment that was provided to me was the town's inspector, Josh, wanted the contractor to look at doing some linear grading. They were supposed to go look at it after the pre-con meeting, but Robin wasn't aware the decision had been made to add any work.
I don't think so. Josh. Look at Josh. Hey, Josh. That day you went with, what's his name, Ron Gregory? With Dave O'Mara out there about some extra grading. What'd you guys come up with? Or
he wants to wait till after they do the paving, and he said it'd be roughly $17,000 to do by the time they bring in a grader and manpower to do it.
Okay.
And see the start.
So I would say right now we're not going to do any of that additional work. Let's get paved and see what it looks like when it's done.
So much for the hometown discount.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's my update on the paving. So, on water, a couple things. After I talked, I went ahead and had my folks formally put Jeff on notice about the chemical feed pump that needs to be replaced. So we've established a paper trail now. I know that there had been some side discussions with the vendor, but contractually we need to make sure we funnel it through Jeff, that your contract's with, and that's who the warranty's with. So we went ahead and put them on notice. Jeff and I were playing phone tag this afternoon, so I have not talked to him, but I did see the email. You probably should have been copied on it too.
I was.
We did that. I did talk to MadTech. He did call me. You? All right. So, the transducer that was going to be installed, I guess, got lost in the mail.
It's great.
But he's got it, so we can do that. He's going to switch the feed back over to the original feed location because of the check valve issue. When I get in touch with Jeff, I'll remind him that secondary feed that I had him put in needs a check valve as well, so that regardless of which way we go, we're covered. With that, we'll just stay on as far as getting that chemical pump replaced. One of the things that we talked about earlier is, you obviously you paid for new stuff, right? So I struggle with shipping a pump off and not knowing if it's getting worked on or repaired or what. So if we get a new one, which we should, we talked about maybe putting a smaller one in and running that as the lead. And
Is it defective? Is it the pump that's defective?
something failed on it. You think you said it got
What's
moisture in it?
Is it defective, the
The
pump?
pump for sure, it was full of moisture inside the electronics.
Something failed on it.
Okay.
But my understanding is that they sent the new pump without even getting the old one back.
So
said
they
it'd be
already shipped
between-
the new one?
They're saying it was 1 to 7 days. That came from Jeff. Jeff said he had talked to him, it was gonna be 1 to 7 days before we would have it. And it's supposed to already be shipped, even without sending them the old one.
All right, well, this is yet another reason why we put them on notice, because I feel like some of this stuff's getting done and I have no idea what's going on. So,
And I never talked to Jeff about that pump. I talked to Les initially, talked to Doug at first, Les, and then Lynn. And Lynn came out and looked at it and was getting a new one ordered.
Lynn's the vendor who
Yeah.
sells it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine, but as long as we're still under warranty with Jeff, we need to funnel everything through him.
Yeah.
Because he obviously is aware if he ordered it or if he was told it was ordered, that's all well and good, but procedurally, he's gonna be the one that I call and bark at, whether it's a chemical feed pump or something happens on the well or whatever, right? It's 12 months from the date you guys accepted it. He's still on the hook to fix anything.
That definitely needs to be addressed.
Well, we're still getting,
Do we need to wait then for you to do your thing until the pump shows up and do it all at once, or does that matter?
No, I don't think it
It's
matters at all.
Independent, all right.
because we're still getting at least 2, sometimes 4 a day,
You get one, then you'll get another one about half hour later.
if that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one saying it went out, and one saying it's back in range.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We just can't have,
I don't get them anymore. Thank you.
we just can't have, like I said, the day I talked to you about it, and you asked me somebody been in the room, and then not 5 minutes later, Turtle calls me and said his water tastes like pool water
Yep.
at the hotel, and I can't have that. And then when I talked to Lynn, I said, we have 2 of those pumps for a reason. Okay. In case one fails, the other activates, but now we only have one. What if that one fails? And she's like, well, it's new. It shouldn't fail. Well, they were both brand new and
First one shouldn't have failed.
first one shouldn't have failed. So, the urgency is to get it taken care of. And then once we get it all taken care of, then figure out why we have the alarm issue, because it gets to the point now you just ignore it.
The alarm issue will probably be gone as soon as we get this done. I'll
Okay.
guarantee you that'll happen.
Okay.
The controls, the modification to the controls will hopefully address it.
Yeah. And as far as
The
switching,
pumps are the freaking pumps are probably sitting in a warehouse on a shelf, right? And there's
Yeah,
dozens
that
of
was
them. So you got a bad one, it failed. We'll see what the next one does. We want to check though and see what the manufacturer's warranty is, see if there's any overlap with
and as far as switching the injection point, that's just a matter of turning the one valve off and turning the other one on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but the
Go
one,
back to
the
the
one's going,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still plumb.
yeah. So it just doesn't have a check valve on it when we move the injection point over. So the one that we're originally at, that's got a check valve on it. It's just everything's turned off so that the injection is on the other side. So it'd be just a matter of turning that one off and turning the original one back on. Then the transducer you put on should work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, so there will be a final change order to deal with this stuff. His installation of that transducer and that additional plumbing that I had Jeff do, I was hesitant to put it together until I knew we were done and not having to add any other pieces parts. So that's where I'm at.
Because if this doesn't work, then the other option is to go outside the building, take water and bring it back in the building to test it, right? I mean, that's
Potentially, yes.
a nuclear option,
I
but
mean, we could go a smaller pump out too, right?
Smaller pump would help a lot.
So let's see what this does. Let's let him get his upgrades done, and then let's run it and see how it shakes out.
And everything we're doing is all part of the project. There's no
I still got money to pay for it.
out of pocket
Correct.
for the town.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
I want all this stuff to work before I go bringing things to you guys. to
Oh,
buy-
absolutely.
To buy extra stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we got money, but I want the other stuff, I want this other stuff taken care of. That's it. I've got a disbursement for you guys to approve, because my office was late getting our stuff put together last month, otherwise I would have presented it last month. So this is actually for work that we did 2 months ago, but it's disbursement number 30. In the amount of $1,946.00 for construction engineering and post-construction coordination. And American Iron Steel compliance, pulling all the closeout paperwork together for SRF. So, I would present that for you guys to approve tonight. I brought two like I usually do.
All right. So I need a motion to approve
Number 30.
SRF number 30 in an amount of $1,946.
I make a motion to approve disbursement number 30, in the amount of $1,946.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries. Here, Laurel.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Rob?
Anything else on the agenda you want me to stick around for?
Water meter stuff,
That was all taken care of last month.
we get the money
You
back.
get the money back?
I got
Okay,
30, 45 days.
okay. All right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
You guys have a safe Fourth of July.
You guys don't need me to approve it.
No, sir.
I'm gonna step out with Rob, but that's okay.
Okay.
See you guys.
Thanks, Doug.
See you guys.
Okay. Let's jump to water and sewer and get Eric out of here. Ask you for
that are just sent out by themselves. But I know there's a box of 10 of them.
so there might be more than 10.
I would say they're probably, well, they packed all that stuff on top of the shelf, so there's probably 2 or 3 underneath all that stuff that they packed on there. But I'll get it taken off this week and see if I can.
Okay, yeah, because I want to match that up to what we paid for versus what we installed. I know we've had to replace some,
Yeah.
but okay. Need that by the next meeting or sooner. Okay. Everything good? The sewer plant, water plant?
I haven't really had, well, aside from all the alarms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
About that.
Anybody have anything for Eric?
I do
Thank you.
not. Thanks, Eric.
That was painless.
That was easy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so let's jump back to the business part of it. Approval of the minutes. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes? Any additions, subtractions, corrections that need to be noted? Okay, so I need a motion to approve the minutes from the June meeting.
I make a motion to approve the June minutes.
Need a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Billing adjustments. Nora, if you can explain what is going on there with those.
So we filed some liens, and in order to do that, you can't file the water amount. So So we had to take those accounts and move them to make a new account with the water, and then close out that one so we can file a lien on it.
Okay.
So that's why there's a zero, because we just made a new account with that leftover water.
Okay. So,
You can't file a lien against, sewer's the only utility that you can
Yeah.
file a lien on. So it's just gonna left
so
as
the
something.
lien that got filed is in that amount?
No.
No.
These are the water amounts.
Okay.
So the lien amounts are much higher than this. I didn't bring those amounts with
Okay.
me, but I can go get them if you would like.
So we moved them and they still have balance dues. I know the one's water is off. How about the other one?
Yes.
Both those are off? Okay. All right. I need a motion to approve the billing adjustments.
I make a motion to approve the billing adjustments.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
So those two people though, they buy water down here and then they haul it to their house.
Yeah, I think Amy does.
I know the one does. Yeah.
So does the other.
Okay.
Unless he's using, I don't know, he may be using his neighbors sometimes. That was had a water hose.
I don't know what that means. Okay. Handwritten claims. Handwritten claims in the amount of $18,379.45. I went through them. Nothing jumps out at me. Commonwealth professional fees. Josh Landstrom, $3,590 for. I had him fix the drain on Commerce. Well, it's on Commerce Street, not the one at where Short Street, Lafayette, everything intersected. It's the one there on Commerce that wasn't draining and causing Commerce Street to flood. So took that out, put a new culvert in there and covered it up. Now we're just waiting for it to get asphalted. So I'm okay with that. Mad Tech lift station is up there troubleshooting that and taking care of that. Element, just testing materials for water plant. Sorry, hang on a second. The first Mad Tech invoice is an old one. It's from back like in February when he came out and we had issues with the coin op. He fixed it. Then the other one is for the lift station. More law, $250. Hey, he reviewed the contract for the community crossings grant. $3,298.50 for sludge down at the sewer plant, hauling that dumpster off and bringing the new one back in. There's one for Josh for $2,786. We had an issue on that's Washington Street down there where, and this is something I'm going to get to Spectrum when they put the fiber in, drilled through the sewer line, caused the sewer line to collapse. So,
Where was that?
huh?
Where?
You know, in front of the marathon, you turn down Washington, like where where Judy Gray lives, Pete
Collins.
Collins' house. He was having problems, and it turned out when Josh dug it up, the fiber line had ran through the sewer line.
It's where the concrete ditch is, straight across from the
Yeah.
marathon.
Yeah. So I'm going to forward that on to Spectrum.
There wasn't enough room for a sewer line and a fiber line in that little
Obviously.
area.
Yeah. Okay, so $2,995 to Leap for our Owl camera. Now we're all on TV. Kirby wrist for $289.27.
Would that be water or sewer?
I think it should be sewer, and it's $389.27.
Oops.
And then $198 to Water Solutions for the chlorine pump tubes. Anyway, so in actuality, it's $18,479.45 for the handwritten claims. I need a motion to approve those.
Make a motion to approve those.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Those chlorine tubes, does that have to do with the water treatment?
Yeah,
So should that not be with the grant?
no, because it's she brings in the chlorine that we used to put in the water,
Okay,
and they're like 50-gallon tubs.
okay.
The computer claims, didn't see anything jumped out at me on the computer claims in the amount of $219,518 is for the grant, so it comes in and goes right back out. So need a motion to approve the computer claims.
I make a motion to approve the computer claims.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Final thing is the pay file report. It's the same every month. $6,482. Pays for the trustees, the mowing, maintenance person, a marshal, and a deputy, and the clerk and the deputy clerk.
Make a motion to approve the pay file.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So moving on. Water and sewer, I had nothing other than the question I asked Derek. I want to get a definite answer out of those guys as to how many meters we have left over. I know what we paid, I know what we paid for, I know, and the installed, we should have. That seems like a right number, 10. So other than that, everything seems to be going good. Coin op for June was $1,294.
Got a lot of rain. People aren't buying water like they were usually.
Anymore.
I'm telling you, what was it last month?
1,400.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually.
Anyway, other than that, there's no issues down at the coin op other than we had an issue with the chlorine the other day, and Doug was on it right away. Les was on it right away. We opened the fire hydrant and ran water out of that, and that got the chlorine levels back down to acceptable. Your water didn't taste like pool water. So, okay. Fire department. Everything's good. Police department.
Everything's good. I gave more than $500 from Track Fest that they donated to the police department. I asked them to put it into the public safety. We have an equipment account that's zeroed out, so, but public safety is the same thing, so they don't need token not to mess with that. Everything went good with the Track Fest. As far as I know, the parade for the Little League went pretty good. For as many tracks, really well.
A bunch of candy because my driveway wasn't littered with candy like it was previous years.
By the time they get to yours, I think they've done throwed all of it at people.
I don't know if they went by.
Yeah, they did theirs in my yard.
I wasn't home. That was the thing.
Everything
Anyway.
with cars and,
We get a blue book value on the Crown Vic yet?
not yet. We just got the title back.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact procedure, but I just figured we'd put a notice on the front door out here and say we're going to take bids for it.
Yes.
I say we put it on Marketplace. Anybody anywhere can see it. I mean, you just put it on there and say, we're accepting bids, they need to be turned in such and such place and that.
You missed the beginning part of the meeting. The only thing we're changing now that we're YouTubers is the comments from the audience. So we can discuss that. So we can discuss that, Brad.
But other than that, that's all I have.
About abandoned vehicles.
We've got a couple of them moved and we're still working on some of them.
We just did because I mean they're a ton. Okay. All right. Thank you, Brad. All the new deputies are working out good.
Mhm.
Okay. And I got your schedule, so it should be every night of the week, except for you guys don't. No, now you're every night of the week, Saturdays and Sundays.
There's some nights, where somebody might not be out. Matt's doing classes for paramedics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, there should be somebody.
Yeah, I want to see him out, and I'd like to see him out on Sunday mornings. We talked about in front of the churches and stuff like that, so it's easy to, people get in and out of church without trying to back out on a 121. So, okay. Thank you, Brad. Town Park.
The slide ladder is fixed and it's been reinforced, so it's gonna be harder for him to jerk it off. The Tri-Fest breakfast cleared $1,329.23, and that goes to the park fund. And for the memorial, the flagpole's up. I want to thank Keith, Josh, and Chuck Ray for all the work they did on those hot days, putting those 3 flagpoles up.
They look nice.
Yeah.
The memorial should be completed in August per built. And a sample of a paver program order form I have here. And this is what we're looking into. This is supposed to be better than the brick because this won't deteriorate like the brick. This is cement.
Good.
This is what we're looking into.
Good.
And if we can't get this, then we're going to try to go for the 12 by 12 granite papers.
Okay.
And this is the form I made up.
Okay.
So if people want to buy one and put name on it, how much are they?
Well, if we can get this at the cost they told us, it'd be $80 a brick.
Oh.
And you get 3 lines of 13 characters.
Okay.
But
In memory of blah, blah, blah.
yeah, whatever you want.
Good.
Okay, and then we still need the solar lights and to work on landscaping. The 3 poles for the flag, the 8 by 12 American flag for the 40-foot pole was not included in that price. We thought it was, but they said the advertisement is deceiving. So anyway, me and Keith went ahead and purchased them. So
There's money in here for flags.
Oh.
There's money in here for flags.
Yeah, but
Flags.
that's those, that's those flags up there.
Oh, okay.
That's a different.
$373. Okay.
Yeah, but we have the America, the Indiana flag and the POW flag, but the American flag didn't come with it. Like I said, me and Keith just went ahead and bought those. So
Okay. Thank you.
that's it.
Thank you.
So it'd be done in August. So I know in the minutes it said August 2nd
No,
for
no, that's,
dedication.
no, that's right.
August 2nd.
August the 2nd, to raise money
Okay.
for the.
Okay.
And vehicles, it's vehicles, any motorcycles, vehicles, whatever. We're doing it right.
Okay.
Thank you, Debbie.
I'm done.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for
That's
Deb?
nice.
I have one. Do you guys need a support vehicle? I mean, I might not want to ride it there. You need, if you take a motorcycle, you need somebody to pull a motorcycle trailer or something. I might go in for that.
I will ask them if they have it. Tony and Tim is setting the ride up, so I'll see if they have one. We'll be able to.
Okay.
But thank you for the offer.
All right. Moving on. Community Center. Rentals for June were only $680. And that's kind of split right down the middle, pickleball and rentals. And it's It's warm. Pickleball's playing outside now, unless it rains. Parties are outside. You know, I didn't even use the gym because it was 83 degrees or something. So do you want me to talk louder? I'll talk louder. So community center rentals for $680. And it's going to be probably that low until September, October when it starts cooling off. I talked to Wiz and Hunt, who's a contractor for the community center project this morning. They're anticipating another 2 to 3 weeks and this site will be complete. We'll wait on Duke Energy to move the power pole, okay, and then do their underground to get around to the back by the custodian's room. And then once that's moved, then they can do their paving and stuff like that. He never didn't respond to my message about when the windows are going to be done. I know there's been some things said on Facebook about how horrible it looks and looks like it was vandalized, and it's not. They just haven't put the operable section of the window in yet, so it has plywood on it. So, and then I'm arguing with Wiz and Nut because they wanted $6,000 extra on the electrical system because it went underground. And I told them, you stood right there and told me that it was easier for you guys and charged $6,000. So I'm fighting that. And the same thing with Rush Hospital on the health clinic because they're kind of reneging on some of their commitment. And we're not married to Rush Health Clinic to put a health clinic in there. I'm going to start talks with Margaret Mary about that. So
That's a really nice room. It's super. The old library is now like a clinic it's very pretty.
and if anybody wants to see it,
Yeah.
Call me up. I'll take you down there and take you through it, and show you what's done and what, the way it's going to be. But when it's all said and done, every room will have air conditioning in it. Even there's two rooms actually that we didn't remodel, but they'll still have air conditioning and heating in them.
Except the gymnasium.
Except the gym, yeah. The old library is configured for a health clinic, and there are 2 classrooms in the back of the building have been remodeled that the library is going to use them, not own them. They're going to use them, and then they took the home ec room and remodeled the home ec room to be another section of the food pantry. So now we have a very large food pantry. So, still waiting on our insurance company to approve our claim for water damage. Back April 5th, we had water come in the back door of the gym and flooded the floor. And
That happened.
Yeah.
That happens.
yeah, well, it should now because I got sandbags in front of it, but imagine my surprise when I went in there at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning to open up for basketball and had to grab mops and fans and get it all up. But I got a price we talked about the last meeting. I'm just waiting on the insurance to say okay, and then we'll have the gym floor dried out, and then it'll be refinished, and the pickleball lines will be painted, not taped. So
I will tell you that the insurance called today before this meeting, and it's not official yet, but they don't, he was telling me to prepare me that he doesn't think the claim will go through.
really,
That's what he said. So, but his official meeting is tomorrow, and then he'll call us and let us know.
Well.
There was exclusions in the
Yeah.
policy or
well,
something.
then we're gonna start. If that's the case, they're gonna deny our claim. Then we'll start looking for a new insurance company because, if they start saying, "Well, it's an act of God" or something like that, well, everything's an act of God, So, okay, that's all I have for the community center. Okay, moving on. Health and safety. is not here, so Danielle, you're up.
Well, we haven't filled out any new things. Linda, I need to get with Linda. I asked him about it the other day. I told him she had to get together. Though.
I'll get that sorted out, and if you want to go for a ride, I'll take you and show you a bunch of places that need letters.
Okay.
You know,
So does Linda have the form or how's it work?
She is the one that I've only seen her do it. She's never let me do. I've never done one.
I'll get that straightened out.
We need to work on
But yeah, I need to actually fill
Yeah.
out one myself.
it. Okay.
Because that's, I mean, we got to get these done, and there's some places around town that you can see have made improvements, and there's some places that, you know,
I
they
do
clean it up
understand.
and it just grows right back, and they don't maintain it. You know, and again, same thing with, like I told Brad about the cars, we're going to stay on top of this and make it a point that it has to be done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, it's not good, you know. And then other things I want to do is I want to get rid of the big dumpsters that sit in front of people's houses that get emptied once a month. I'm gonna get rid of those.
Among other things in front of people's houses.
Yeah. So, okay, streets and roads, Becky and Adam.
Just waiting on them to start the paving. So that's all I got. He said it'd be August.
I talked to the guy yesterday and he said end of July, early August, but then it's like 2 days to do it.
Right.
You know, they'll start it
Fill it
one day
and,
and pave it the next day. So
I don't know, there's, potholes and things like that. Do we want to try to go around and fix some of those or?
I think that's kind of what we either use some of the millings to fix those potholes or just go and get hot mix and fix them, you know.
I don't know, what can the millings be used for?
I don't think we can use them. They have nothing to bond
Bond
with.
with them, yeah.
He said that he had told me, and Josh would know more about that, that you could heat them back up, you know, and back up. Otherwise, we'd go up to Derbyshire and buy some hot mix, you know, and put it in. So, streets and roads, what you did up there on Conwell Street when you come around the corner from Clay, that's really good. Limbs are done and everything.
So with that, if any of you ride around anywhere, whether it's hanging in the road, whether it's blocking when you're pulling out of the intersection, just let me know. I'm going to trailer go around, keep this done in your house at the old ball field around that corner so you can see way down through there.
The going up Clay, going up the hill there, and we already talked about that limb, but that stuff's falling off of it now already, so we need just to take that limb off.